Well, hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Adrienne, and I am here to talk about my depressive life. So fun, right? Super fun. But it's okay, we're gonna get through this together. If you guys saw my last video, I was pretty upset just about some comments, and it's very easy to say that, yo, you put yourself out on the internet, you're gonna get those comments, right? Like, we all know that. But these comments that I specifically mentioned in what is video number 2, were from people I knew from my personal life. They're not just random people from the internet. So that's why it felt a little bit more personal. But yes, no, I know I get comments all the time, and it doesn't, that kind of shit doesn't faze me. But when you put yourself out there and you're vulnerable and you get those types of comments, it was just a little disheartening. Okay, but that's not the topic for today. Shit, I gotta be kind of quiet. My mom just got home. She was out of town. Shit, I think I woke her up. Hang on. You good? Okay. It was one of the cats. It wasn't me. No, but so she's staying with me. She just got back from my aunt and another friend of ours in Wisconsin. Anyway, so she's home, but I don't want to wake her up. However, like, oh, I have so much to talk about. Okay, so, I wanted to do a video with regards to Brianna Taylor and to that case. However, I think it's been covered quite a bit. I will link some very, very great commentary about it, and I don't necessarily think it's my place as another white woman to say what I have to say about it. I mean, I'll briefly say here, she deserves justice, which has not been served, and she died a hero. She was an EMT in the middle of a pandemic and was murdered in her own home for no reason. It really pains me to talk about. However, I don't feel that I am the best voice to speak about that. And I also know that there are thousands of Brianna Taylors whose names never make headlines, who are innocently shot by police yearly, and it's really hard. So I wanted to make a video about that, but I don't think it's my place, especially since we have so many talented and well-spoken people of color, women of color especially. I will link some below. I know Ida Rodriguez just did a wonderful piece about this, and several others who I can't think of off the top of my head, but I will link some resources if you guys want to find out more about that. But as a white person, not my time. So, what I do want to talk about so what I really do think I need to talk about, especially in regards to this channel that I haven't gotten to talk about yet, is the effect of undiagnosed and untreated depression and anxiety and how that affects someone's access to healthcare. I mean, healthcare in this country is very, very hard to access. And a lot of people, the Affordable Care Act or Obamacare allowed for a lot of people like under the age of 26 to be on their parents' health insurance, which helped a lot of people. It also expanded Medicaid. Prevented insurance companies from discriminating against customers with pre-existing conditions. Right? Sounds great, right? That was Mitt Romney's health care plan. That is a Republican health care plan. So that's, if you don't qualify for Medicaid, like if you don't qualify for Medicaid, you are not covered. Like if you're not poor enough to get Medicaid, they don't care if you have pre-existing conditions, like, and yes, insurance companies can't necessarily say, no, we won't cover you, but that doesn't mean you won't have to pay a ridiculous amount for your insurance or for your medication. Like, if I had to pay out of pocket for just my blood sugar testing supplies, I was diagnosed pre-diabetic and have to test my blood sugar to make sure it's not too low, because I'm also hypoglycemic, which has caused seizures that can lead to coma and death. So if I had to buy that testing kit out of pocket, I mean, it would have cost me about $150 just for the kit. Like, not to mention the multiple doctor's visits and the lab costs and everything. And if it wasn't for the ACA, I would not be covered. My mother would not be covered, and she is my dependent, and that doesn't make a difference because she's, so, like, it doesn't make a difference. But to say that, like, I'm not the biggest Obama cheerleader, because I'm like, no, he could have done a lot more as far as healthcare goes, and he also could have not done more drone strikes than he also could have not increased drone strikes and not had a, 97, correct me here, but 97, 98, something like that % civilian death rate with his drone strikes. Like, Obama could have done something like that. He also could have passed an actual healthcare plan before the end of his presidency. I don't know. I mean, maybe when he had a Democratic Congress and a Democratic Senate, like, I don't, that's just what I would have done. And when I voted for him in 2008, that's kind of what I thought he would have done. But I wasn't there. There were no lobbyists lining my pockets, so 'tis what it is, right? So, what I really wanted to get into on this vid, is about the difficulty of having mental illness and trying to get mental health care, or health care in general, mental or not, but health care in general, and you have a mental illness like depression or anxiety, and like, I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I'm like, I have absolutely been too anxious to make a phone call, too depressed to get out of bed. Like, I mean, these are things that happen to me fairly frequently. And it's like, oh my God, if it's like that, you need to get help. You need to get help. You know how hard it is to get help for yourself when you're in that state? Like, I'm super fucking lucky that I had a mom who was able to help, and like, she can't help me financially, but I would work, and I worked myself to the bones and had a mental breakdown, and she was able to help me get help. And it's like, that's not an option for everybody. Like, I'm fortunate for that, but it's like, people who have mental health disorders are like, what, expected just to figure it out? Like, they're just supposed to navigate this insanely complicated, strenuous world of healthcare that we have in our country. Like, come on. You guys know, like, that's fucked up. Like, that shit is hard enough to do even if you are, like, stable. Like, how many of you, genuine question, how many of you that consider yourself mentally stable enjoy or are willing to call your cable company and sit on hold and talk to them and explain to them for 2 to 3 hours about what's wrong with your cable service, right? Like, I mean, that's the most comparable thing I can think to somebody who is neurotypical, where it frustrates them and upsets them that much. They get so angry and so frustrated by the time they get to talk to a real person. And it's like, when you're neurodivergent and depressed and anxious and terrified, like, and like, I have hard times making any phone calls, let alone for my own behalf. Like, and this relates to a lot of mental health issues. Like, I mean, if you guys really, really don't understand, I can link some resources below. But it's rough. It's rough. You know, like we try. We try as fucking hard as we can just to get through the day. You know, get food in my body, get my pills that I need to take in my body, eat enough so that I can take my pills, drink enough water, you know, I mean, all of that. It's like pulling teeth. Like, it is so painful, and it's not because I'm fucking lazy. Like, shit, if I could change it, like, who wouldn't? Who wouldn't want to be neurotypical? Like, you know, like, when you struggle just to make the phone calls that are necessary to get you help, like, where do you go from there? You know, I have been very fortunate that I've had family around me, you know, where I've been able to have people looking out for me. But, you know, what appears to be like small setbacks, where it's like, oh, okay, she just, you know, missed therapy this week, or etc., etc. But like, small setbacks amount to huge struggles for a lot of us who are battling these types of mental health issues. You know, and I wanna wrap it up in a way that's not super rambly. I know it's probably my worst video yet, but I hear my cat scratching at the door. I want people to understand that it's not hyperbole, and it's not a choice. Like, nobody wants to be unwell. Like, nobody enjoys this. Like, yeah, I get it. Some people might be like, oh, sleeping all day and not doing anything sounds great. But when there's dozens of things you want to do in a day. Like, I want to do the dishes. I want to go out and garden. I want to vacuum. I want to make my bed. I want to shower. I want to brush my hair. I want to do those things. And yet, I can't. Like, I'm not asking for pity. Ever. I'm just asking those who don't feel this way or think this way to have a little bit of understanding. Because this shit is fucking hard. This shit is fucking hard. I'm gonna end this here. I love you guys. You know, be with peace. Stay radical. and I will talk to you soon.